Sha'carri Richardson is perhaps the most recognizable face in women's sprinting right now. She was a freshman phenom at LSU who won the national championship in the 100-meter dash and broke the collegiate record when she did it. Just a couple of years later, she became the Olympic trials champion. And then things started to go downhill. Some people love her, and others not so much. But one thing is for certain. In 2023, Sha'carri Richardson is one of the best sprinters in the world. And no matter how you feel about it, the question is legitimate. Not can she win a world championship, but will she do it? We already know that she can beat all of the Americans, but her track record is teaching us that she really doesn't have any legitimate competition. Cause the only times that we've ever really seen her lose is when the person who beat her was herself. And this is why. Sha'carri formally introduced herself as the NCAA champion in 2019. But track fans who have been paying attention know that she's been doing her thing for much longer than that. At the high school level, she ran the fastest recorded time under all conditions in 2018, running 11.12. And that's only half the story, because Flow Track rates recruits across the sprinting events. And in her recruitment class, they rated her recruit number 1. Sha'carri was arguably the best all the way back then, so nobody should be surprised at anything she's doing now. And at the college level, she showed us that the only person who can get in her way is actually herself. She won the 100-meter dash, which is admittedly the biggest achievement of her brief college track career. She didn't make the 200-meter final at the SEC Championships indoors, and she false started in the 60-meter final, so no points were scored at all. And at the NCAA meet, she finished 7th in the 60-meter dash, and she didn't make the finals of the 200 yet again. If you actually know how hard it is to qualify for the NCAA indoor meet in Division 1 as a freshman, what matters most is that she was there. And that was the same woman who later broke the collegiate record in the 100-meter dash just a few months later. So you can't really blame any of her indoor failures on her competition. She was just flat out underachieving. And by the time the Olympic trials came around, she became the 100-meter dash champion for all of America. But she never got to show what she could do in the Olympics because she was suspended for a drug violation. And everybody remembers it. The races she ran later in 2021 did not go well. Notoriously, she got annihilated at the Prefontaine Classic. But I have to point out that even though she lost, she was running incredibly slow for the times we already know that she's capable of. People have been doubting Sha'carri Richardson since those moments. But I'm going to be as honest as I can about this. People flat out forgot just how good she actually is. Just because we saw her in the back of the race a few times doesn't mean she planned on staying there. The Olympic trials were just 2 years after her collegiate championships. And now she is 2 years after that moment and back running at the peak of her powers. In 2023, Sha'carri ran the fastest 100-meter time in the world through the halfway point of the month of June. And the only woman who's run faster than her did it by 1/100th of a second. And her 200-meter dash is just as good as it has ever been. And now she is top 5 in the world in that event. In the 100, she's undefeated on the calendar, and there's still a lot of races left to run. You can call it a comeback if that makes you feel any better, but this is what she does. Sha'carri Richardson runs really fast, makes it look easy when she does it, and then celebrates harder than anybody we've ever seen this side of Usain Bolt. I can't promise much of anything when it comes to her world championship aspirations. But I am confident that if Sha'carri wants to win badly enough, and hold it together long enough, and just runs like the woman she's capable of, nobody has yet proven that they can beat that version of herself.